I'm Rob Brooks. I'm with my friend Dale Hickman, who is owner of Dale's Marine, and this is another segment of preparing your home for the hurricane. And so today we're talking about a special way of preparing your home for those of you who live on the bay or bayou or anywhere on the coast. If you have a seawall, if you have a dock, there are certain things that you gotta do. Dale, welcome.
Okay, thank you very much. Thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
Yeah, sure. So on the docks and seawalls generally just aren't insured. People won't, insurance companies won't insure them, and so you got to do your best to protect those when you can. And what are reasons where seawalls fail and docks fail when the storm comes?
Some of the reasons is, let's start with the docks first. The docks, if the pilings ain't installed properly, and if you didn't have piling wrap installed on the pilings, which we're dealing with on this project right here, you can get treated boreworms in there. Treated boreworms get in there and eat all the heartwood out, just like you used to do on the old wooden sailing ships. And they sunk. Well, same thing here. They eat the pilings out. When the waves come, hits the dock, and the dock fails. It all falls over. Or other docks get knocked into it and tear it up. Now, on a seawall, you got the same situation. If you got a wood seawall, treated boreworms could get in there and eat that up. And then if you used a galvanized tieback system, the stainless steel, or not stainless steel, I'm sorry, the water would corrode the hot dip galvanized rods, and all that would fail, then the wall would start falling over. One way to prevent that is to install some filter cloth in front of it. If the wall is still salvageable, you can do it, and then install some riprap in front of it. It takes place of the wood wall, it takes place of the tieback system also. So years in advance, of the storm coming, there's already some things that can be happening to degrade your dock, degrade your seawall, that can cause failure when the storm comes. So part of having everything okay is proper maintenance for that dock and seawall. So we talked about what causes the problems. Okay, so let's also talk about wave action when there's lifting and that sort of thing. What is the problem there? Well, if you're talking about the docks, the lifting, you see the docks look like roller coasters. A lot of it is just companies that come in not installed properly. The pilings are probably not deep enough in the ground. We go a minimum of 8 foot, usually about 10 foot in the ground. We really like using 8-inch pilings. That kind of drives the price up just because of the size of the timber. But we have really seen good outcome after storms having an 8-inch piling 10 foot in the ground. The only time the dock and all that really gets tore up is like when a neighbor's dock comes loose or somebody's boat comes loose and it washes into it and just pounds on it for hours at a time. But the docks that we build are custom style docks. They've survived pretty good as long as you do the right stuff.
All right, okay, good. And so we talked about the seawalls, and you mentioned riprap. Here's an example of riprap here, right behind us here. And then generally there's a wood seawall behind that, or maybe a vinyl seawall.
I prefer the vinyl seawalls. They come with a long warranty on them. The wood, when it's in the water no more, there's absolutely no warranty. Vinyl, some companies will give you 50 years, some companies will give you a lifetime. But if it's installed properly, that's another thing. You got to make sure it's installed properly. You're not trying to get too much elevation out of a sheet of vinyl. Then you'll be okay. And riprap in front of the vinyl is always a good plus because it breaks up the wave action and the scouring action along the seawall.
The new technology, I guess, when it comes to docks and seawalls, I know that there's the flow-through system, and then there's other things. Tell us about some different things as far as materials beyond the diameter of the pilings that are used that are kind of new out there.
Well, like you said, the piling is very important. You got to start off with a good foundation. Don't have a good foundation, everything else ain't going to last. The piling wrap is a wrap that goes around the pilings. Like I said, it keeps the treated boreworms from eating the poles. That's very important to put that on too. We put that on where it goes a foot to a foot and a half below the sand line. And then usually about a foot and a half to a foot above the high tide line. That prevents any bug infestation in that area right there. Other stuff is a through flow decking. There's different companies out there making different stuff, but we are installing the through flow. It's a good product as long as it's installed properly and secured properly with the proper size screw heads. It does really well. We've been through some really good tropical storms. Hadn't tested it here with hurricanes, but other places it has, and you can just see the water shooting up through it. That's really good.
I've seen that too. One of my neighbors has it, and I've seen the pound where the wave often pounds those boards right up it flew through just like it was designed to do.
That's right.
Yeah, right. Okay, good.
Boat lifts. A lot of people forget about boat lifts. When a storm comes,
right.
If you don't have a boat, or if you do, tie it off all four corners. Get it up as high as you can. If you can't get it out, you don't have a trailer, tie all four corners off, because if not, it's going to swing. And those lifts are going to chip through the pilings and eat them up. Also, turn the water off, turn the power off, because you don't want that stuff running or power in the water if it does get tore up.
Oh, good points. Yeah, I remember when my dad had instructed my brother to raise the boat as high as he could, tie it off, and he did that. Yeah. And then the boat was gone after the hurricane.
I seen that too.
Yeah, and then he told my brother, he said, "You didn't tie it well enough." Well, my brother was a Boy Scout.
Yeah.
And so sure enough, one day my dad noticed there was a rope hanging down, and there was something at the end of the rope. It was a cleat.
Oh, that ripped out of the boat?
Yeah, so it actually ripped the cleats out of the boat.
So he tied a good knot.
He tied good knots, yeah. So there, and for those who can't get it out of the water, who can't elevate it enough, some people take their boats into inlets, right? And so tell me quickly about that.
Yeah, that gets kind of hairy, because a lot of people do that, and people that you tie up to their docks and all that, they get kind of frustrated with it.
Right.
But you just gotta, it's nice to know somebody that lives in one of those canals.
Yeah.
You can ask in advance if you can get up there and get tied off. And you gotta do it early, because everybody does it. They run ropes across the canals and you cannot get him.
Yeah, okay. Well, good to know. Dale, thank you so much for helping us.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, it seems kind of windy out here today. It is, and in fact, I mean, a hurricane's not coming at the moment, but there's enough wind to where he was able to test some of the dock that he just put in to see how it was handling I mean, you had a large barge that was going against, and you found some old pilings that need to be replaced because of it.
They wasn't wrapped. As soon as we tied to them, the Torito boreworms had eaten a hole inside of a 10-inch piling out, and the poles just fell over. So obviously now we're replacing the poles and putting piling wrap on them.
Yeah.
And it's not. I mean, it's something very easily preventable. If you do it up front, then you're not going back redoing it again.
Yeah. Dale, you do good work. Thanks, you.
Mate. Appreciate it, man.
Yeah. Thanks for watching this segment of preparing your home for the hurricane.